And when we started developing it here in Korea, I thought it's a perfect opportunity for us to get into the program. Yeah.
All right. So you led the company into K Startup. K Startup is like a lot of people try to get into the K Startup to enter Korea. Maybe from presentation perspective, what do you think? What was your strong point that got you into K Startup? Like from that side, which is like if money was taken out of the life, it was taken out of the equation, what would you pursue? Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Doers podcast. Today we are live from Seoul with my special friend. Her name is Sasha.
Or Alexandra. I go by many names.
Well, what's your full name and the real name?
My full name is Alexandra, and my real name is Alexandra. But it's just easier to call Sasha because it's so short. Don't you think so?
Yeah, it's pretty easy, I guess.
Yes.
I also prefer Sasha. Anyway, Sasha is the country manager of 24 TTL.
Yes,
and she's the one who's managing the whole company in Korea. She's here doing all the networking things. By the way, she led her company into K Startup. K Startup is
we got into the Korean Startup Grand Challenge. It's the accelerator for the startups in Korea, for foreign startups in Korea, and we started 2 days ago. It is currently the third day. It's very fun. A lot is going on. I can tell you a bit more of how we got in and what was the process and what our aspiration for that.
Before we dive into that, could you just quickly explain about your past? What was your background and were you specialized specialty?
So I studied in China for my bachelor's degree. I spent in total 5 years there, and at the end of my fourth year, I was very focusing on the e-commerce because of my teacher of my professor with whom I was writing my thesis. And after I graduated, I started working in e-commerce. I was working in Huawei in e-commerce. Then I worked in the VK now. It's an IT company in Russia. We also built the e-com platform. And then I worked in Alibaba, AliExpress, the giant of e-com. And now I work in the IT company that does the solutions for the brands and retailers and consumers for the better shopping experience. So it's also an e-commerce focused company.
All right. So you led the company into K Startup. K Startup is a lot of people try to get into the K Startup to enter Korea and see the market and it's more if you guys already know about Y Combinator and other accelerators. So K Startup has a kind of similar vibes, I would say, and they just they invite the startups. How many teams did they include this year?
This year it is 40 teams. As far as I remember, there were 60 last year. Now it's 40. I don't know why.
Probably the budget. I'm just kidding.
We don't know for sure. But I have been living in Korea for 4 years, and I heard about the Korean Startup Grand Challenge maybe 2 years ago at one of the network events. Some friends that I met there turned out that they were CEOs of the companies, and they took part in that in 2022 and 2023. And I've been thinking about that all the time, and I wanted to get into that. But when I just came to Korea, I was not working for the 24 TTL. And when we started developing it here in Korea, I thought it's a perfect opportunity for us to get into the program. So the process was pretty standard, I would say. They had an application period. You have to fill out a very long application, I would say. It was around 20 pages. And then we had an interview where you had to pitch your company for under 10 minutes, and then there was a Q&A section. I think it went pretty well, but I was at home, like I was trying to pitch it for under 10 minutes because like I love to speak, and for me the limit time was very hard, so I did it, I think like under 9 minutes, something like this, and the questions were pretty tough, like from the secretariat, I guess. So yeah, at first I was like even a bit like nervous. Oh, did we make the cut? But yeah, later on, turns out we did.
24 TTL is making 200K MRR, $200,000 MRR. Is that right?
Well, it depends on the market, but I prefer not to speak about it if it's okay.
Okay, I think it's a normal thing getting into accelerator, especially when something has a huge demand and a lot of people want to get into K startup. So it's totally normal. And how is the vibe after that? Like, well, were you in the K startup last year?
No, it's like the first thing, like first ever experience for me at the K startup.
I see. And
I was never in any kind of program. I was just I guess my friends were in the program, so I knew a lot about different ones. And since I had like accumulated that knowledge, I tried to get in because I kind of know how the program works. I know what they offer, so I don't go there like as a blank space. Like I have a plan, I know what we should do, how we should do it, and I just looking forward to all the like mentoring that we can get from there.
I see. And how did you enter Korea? Like, when I first met you, I thought you were from the K startup. Like, and
what does it mean, like K startup? Is this...
like you discovered Korea through K startup, and you thought like, let's go to Korea.
No. I discovered Korea through my I guess friends in university because I had a lot of Korean friends, and I just came here as a tourist in 2017. And then I was like frequently coming here, and then I got a scholarship to move here during pandemic. I got here in 2020 and just stayed here, and I am an overseas Korean, so I have that visa that allows me to stay here and have a lot of benefits in terms like I'm very free on doing what I want to do here, but I'm very smart about this.
I see. And were your grandparents somehow?
Yeah, my grandfather on my father's side was Korean.
Korean side, awesome. That's where the beauty came.
Thank you. And the surname, Korean surname.
Shifting back to K startup.
Yeah.
How is the vibe there? Like now you're inside the K startup. Now you already know the culture of Korea, so you don't need that side to learn from them. Usually when you enter K startup, they teach you about the culture and a lot of other things. Am I right?
There is not like a necessary lesson or lecture where you can kind of understand what the culture is about, but they provide you with an intern, and I think you can like go and ask them a lot of questions because interns are Korean. Yeah. So we started like on Monday, like 2 days ago, with the orientation. It was today orientation. They gathered together at 8 a.m. and then we went to like some kind of center where we had like an opening ceremony. There was a lot of VC who were like introducing themselves, and we had to introduce ourselves as well. And there was a lot of rules to be followed. There even like Clement from the Global Startup Center where we are now was there to kind of introduce this place.
I see.
Yeah, he was fun, and we the whole day was just listening to a lot of rules, to a lot of information. It's just like how the program works. We had to understand it because there are a lot of things we have to pay attention. Of course, they sent out the handbook before. But I'm not sure how many read it. So, and also we could already talk to our VCs, and there was also interns because we have to talk to them as well before we choose them, because not only we choose them, but they also choose us. so it's like very like it's double way, I would say.
I see.
So we had to talk to them and see how we like vibe together, and it was very tiring day. Like it was so much information, but it was fun. You know, we also were talking to each other, the startups, everyone from different countries, different categories of startups. Someone is biotech, ed tech, food tech, and very diverse. I really like it. Like very different age range as well. Like there's a guy who's 20, 20 years old, really. Like a real startup, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
20 years old, and did he come alone or like with his co-founder?
He came alone, yeah, but I believe that his team will come later on.
I see, and interesting. Interesting. I'm a little bit jealous because I saw her status and all the videos she posted, and I was really jealous, and I was like, the vibes are really good. It's like a YC vibes. You are like hanging out with the founders and all are vibrating on the same frequency. You're not talking about like, you're just talking about money, cash, startup culture, and like hustling mindset. It's like, and you're resonating on the same frequency, and it's all fun.
That's right. Yes.
You work hard all the day, and then at the end of the day, you have like your colleagues.
So we had a very good dinner. It was like very big, but also there were a lot of people, like 40 startups. Some on the team, like there were 2 people on the team, like 20 interns, and like all the like hosts were there. So it was fun. There were like, for example, Alexandra was there because he's the mentor, and like I got to meet other people who will be mentoring us this year as well. Just, you know, it felt like a big camp, like when you're adult, like a camp for adults, because later on we went for a hike and there was a party, but we will not talk about it. Yeah,
well, you should talk about it for sure.
It was just imagine like when the teenagers go to like camp outside somewhere, and in the hotel room there's a party, some same vibes. But it was fun, like we vibed together, and the next day we signed some documents and we got back to the campus, and some people stayed, some people left, and we started just working. Like even today in the morning I came to the office and just everyone sits and just already like, you know, working, trying to make it. Because like if you think about it, we only have a bit more than 3 months, and it's kind of tough timing.
You have to like, how does the process goes? Can you explain a bit more? Like 3 months and then what?
Like in the span of 3 months, you have to like work on your startup. I guess you have to incorporate it here in Korea document-wise and show the like active status of your company and see just how you actually found the market fit here. And after this, there's like a demo day, and it will be like evaluation.
Just like YC?
Yeah, and as far as I understand, there's only 20 startups that will make it to demo day. Not everyone will make it.
I see.
Yeah, and then the top 20 after the demo day, there will be like a winner. And after this, it's all phase 1, and then there will be a phase 2. Phase 2, it's I guess there will be no interns, but they still kind of will provide somehow like information, help. You can still stay at campus office-wise.
In phase 2?
Yeah, in phase 2, if you make the cut to the phase 2.
I see. Well, what will happen to the one who get like cut out of the phase 2?
I guess they will go home. Well, they will just like, maybe they can stay here since there is like a new startup visa in Korea, right? Maybe if they are qualified for that, they can stay longer, up to 2 years, and like develop it more and more. But I honestly don't know what they will do after.
I see. I see. And are you excited for this, all the process, or are you a bit nervous? How's the feeling?
You know, I'm not nervous anymore. I'm excited. Of course, I'm excited, but I'm more like, I would say, focused, because there is so much information pouring in, and you have to do a lot of things. Like for example, this week there is a lot of things to do, and you just have to stay focused in order to not lose anything from your side. So I am very, focused.
And how is it like? How much is it similar to like there was a Korean drama startups? I guess. How much is it similar to that kind of thing?
Everyone who knows about Korea, I think they all saw the startup drama, because some people were posting on their stories and using the soundtrack from that drama. Well, I watched that a drama in 2020 when it just was released in the fall. I would say it's pretty much the same. Everyone is just very excited. There is no competitiveness. There are people not against each other. They support each other. People ask a lot of questions. They made a group chat actually maybe 2 weeks prior coming here, and everyone was very friendly, was asking questions, everyone was helping. So you can feel we are a big family, and I like this thing because when I was 16 I went to exchange year in China for the first time, going there for a long time, and I went there with exchange students from different countries, where we also stayed in the hotel room and partied before, but then we had to study, so it's kind of the same vibes, and it's all very family-like, I would say. We are very eager to do well in our own separate ways, but also we are together.
I see. I see. I mean, there's a game, I forgot the name. It's like you have bunch of people together, and then you have a culprit, which is the one who's stabbed in the back. I don't know what is the perfect name for that. But there's a game that and it is disclosed at the end of the game. Before and in the middle he kills all of the people.
I hope it's not like this. I don't know what this game is, but
you gotta be careful.
Okay.
So, and how do you have any strategies or anything in your mind how are you gonna get out of this thing, and how would you stand out? How would you stand apart from other startups? Did you plan anything in your head, or you were gonna go with the flow?
Well, definitely not go with the flow, because it's the worst thing I think can happen. But I do have a plan. I did prepare, and I'm not gonna talk about this in depth, but yeah, I got prepared before, and talking to the VC, to our mentor, is the first step in order to kind of set to see that we are on the same page. They understood what I need. I understand what they can help me with, because all I heard before going to the startup program is that don't think you cannot go there with the mind that you just sit there and they make the work for you. Oh yeah, VC, they have network, they know people, so they will just bring you here, bring you there. They can do it, but you have to be very active on your own as well.
Right.
So this is the most important thing, and with this in mind, I was thinking about all the steps that I have to go through. Of course, having a plan is always good, but you also have to be flexible, because you sometimes have to change it. So that thing actually happened today, so I understand that always prepare, but always know that there is more opportunities. Just don't have a tunnel vision. Think around everything, about everything.
Got it. So you guys have, every startup has a separate VC, or one VC is helping multiple startups?
So there is there are 40 startups,
right,
and there are 4 VCs, and each VC is mentoring 10 startups.
10 startups.
Yes, we got divided, and each VC will help us, and in the office we actually see it there is designated place for each of the VC.
Is there any favoritism this? VC is maybe it's too early to start to ask this question.
I think it's too early, but I don't think that there will be favoritism, because we are very different.
Right.
Like till now, I don't think that there is like very similar startups.
I see. So like it's really diverse industry.
Yes, yes.
AI, fish, like food chain and
Man, like very diverse, really.
I see. It's gonna be hard time for VC as well to decide which one is good.
Of course.
I see. And how do you like? This is from the VC side. They are helping you and mentoring you, but I also have this thought that if you're not prepared, like you mentioned, like if the startup hasn't done their homework, if they don't know what question to ask or what to, I think VC cannot help. Like if you have a proper product, then I think you can leverage their network. Is that right?
Well, I guess like from people that are participating this year, everyone is well prepared. Everyone understands what they want to do.
Wow.
And like to people whom I talked, they understand like why Korea, why they want to start here. Some of them like maybe had already traction here, so they decided to come and try it even more. For some, it's just like the first ever like reaching out for other markets, so they want to start from Korea. Of course, like VC is there, but again, if you're not active, if you don't have your own plan, they are just there. And
since it is really diverse, how do the four VC handle like such diverse market? Like I'm having a hard time to understand. Like this guy is from AdTech. How is he gonna connect this guy with the AdTech industry? Because that industry is totally different industry. VC might be expert in your industry, which is e-com.
But like we are not like connected inside. Like everyone does their own thing. Like each of us, we know what we want to do. We don't overlap. So actually, that's a good thing for VC because I think, of course, at each VC they have like focus on some like maybe deep tech or like I don't know ad tech, but having a diverse portfolio also like a good strategy, I think.
I see.
And yeah, inside we don't like overlap.
Yeah, and Sina is also the mentor this year. She was the winner of the last case startup, by the way.
Yeah, she actually won, and she was under our VC, which I'm super happy about. She was at the orientation day as well. Like she was like passing the wisdom.
I see.
I don't think that she will like. She's there, but I didn't see her in the group chats as the mentor.
I see.
But I think like Alijan, Indira, and Hassan, if you know those people, are mentoring this year.
Got it. Anything? So like, as I know you, you're good at networking and you're good at making, convincing people. How does that happen? With the beauty or with the intelligence?
It's all combined. Well, you know, I was actually very introverted when I was at school. So if like 10 years ago someone told me that I would do things I do now, I would be like, I will just like be scared and die. But I think since like when I was 16, I was pushed out of my home. I was forced to live, I would say, on my own outside of my home country. I had to survive. And surviving, it means that you have to talk to people because human beings are like social animals, right? We have to talk to people. We have to have like a lot of connection in order to survive. Like to say like very harsh. And when I moved here during COVID, it was very hard to make friends. I only had friends like in the university where I studied Korean. And later on, I understood that I want to stay here long term, so I have to make friends. And thankfully at that time, I was not like shy to come and talk to people. And during like 2021, when the COVID restrictions were lifting up, there was a lot of parties. This is where I went, and I made like connections, and I started seeing like same people at like parties, and I would come up, I will make the connection stronger, I will ask them to introduce me to other people. And then there are actually a lot of network events in Korea. Like I think every week something is happening, so if you want to like make connections here in Korea, there is no excuses, like you can do it, like there's a million ways. It's just up to you if you will do it. So yeah, for me, like the best strategy is you come up to a person, don't be shy, and just start talking, and you can see the vibe. Like sometimes people are very happy to talk to because they also wanted to talk to someone, but maybe they were like shy as well. But there are some people that will like just answer you very like like with one or two words, and then you understand that okay, I will go. There is like nothing bad in this trying to talk to people, and I enjoy it, you know. I enjoy it also now, since I have been here for like 4 years and doing what I do now. I feel the like support of the community. Any question that I have, I know that I have a person who can help me, Korean or foreigner here, and it's very like I would say like safe also. That's important. Right. Because when you live outside of your own home country, especially if you're not speaking well the language, having someone that can help you in different ways is very important.
I like on YouTube or like on Instagram, there are a lot of, I don't know what kind of people, but a lot of foreigners say negative things about Korea, like let's say this guy didn't help me, or this woman was gazing me, or this guy was gazing me, or let's say racism kind of thing. I don't believe in that.
Well, you know, it's like every country has its own like good and bad things, and some people come here with like some set mindset, and sometimes they don't know.
Sick mindset.
No, set mindset, not sick mindset.
You wanna say sick mindset? Unfollow. Very polite.
And just like you need to understand the culture. Here, the culture is very different. It's like from my country, it's different. But again, thankfully that I had a lot of Korean friends. They kind of taught me beforehand what I should do and should not. I kind of have like that nunchi, as they call it in Korean, right? And yeah, I feel like if you're a foreigner just coming to Korea and you only saw like Korean dramas and you're here for culture, it's a good thing to also know some like social norms, because they're very different. It's gonna be a good thing for you as well.
Right. I mean, yeah, this is kind of shy and introverted society, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing in its own way, in its own unique way. Plus, I think it's, as you mentioned, that if you yourself is a shy person and you don't like you're feeling like someone will come to me, money will fall in my lap, or someone will come to me and say hi, and it's not gonna happen. You have to be talented. You have to know what you want, and you have to go with clear questions. Having what do you think about having the clear thought? How much does it help?
Clear heart?
Clear thoughts. Like some people don't even know what they're talking.
Wow, that's a good question. Wow. I mean, having a clear understanding of what you want in like present moment and for your future self is a very like philosophical question, I would say, and not every one of us can do this. But I think like very like normal things, like I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, but from those kind of choices, from those kind of purposes, you make the right choices. You don't like do bad things to others. You are not like doing something on purpose, bad again. And having clear thoughts it's important, but I would say not a lot of people can do that. Because not everyone wants actually what they want.
Yeah, and like in terms of business, like some people just go and say, I need help. Like what help?
No, this one does not work at all. Like if you are looking, for example, like you have to find a co-founder. This is like very clear thing, and you know where you want to find. You better go to a place where like entrepreneur guys just gather together. You don't go to like bars or clubs or like some kind of like after work network parties. You go to like those things. But if you want to find like friend, I would say, who works in the companies, but you want to have like some kind of first like casual friendship in order to later on like build the trust and somehow maybe later ask for help, I would say like go for the casual network events. So it's very different. You have to know, like business wise, you have to know what you want and you need to know what you will say, and as simpler it will be the better.
How much do you drink with Korean when doing the Korean networking?
Drinking with Koreans are like if they ask you to go to have a dinner with them and drink, it is very important, I guess, to drink with them. But also now it's shifting a lot. Like you can say that you don't drink if you don't, and they will understand. But yeah, I know before it was like very big thing that you had to follow. But also we are foreigners, you know.
I don't think it's. I have like a lot of friends, and I say no, and they totally respect me, and even they change their whole schedule just for one guy. So like, okay, we're not gonna drink, we're gonna go for food, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, being like honest is also good. Honesty is a very good policy.
I see. So this is anything left in K Startup that you want to deliver to the people who are thinking about coming to K Startup or applying for K Startup next challenge? Any advice you would like to leave for them? I'm gonna ask the same question to Sina as well. I'm thinking about hosting her as well. So.
Wow, I think as the current participant, I have not like fully grasped what it will be there.
I see.
And all the challenges that we will face. But I would say that
maybe from presentation perspective, like what do you think? What was your strong point that got you into K Startup? Like from that side.
I think being very I think. What got me into the challenge, of course, the product itself. It's nothing that we see on the Korean market right now. And when I was filling out the application, I was very precise about what we will do. I like the whole business plan, like almost by months was written out, and I also had a clear understanding of what is the Korean market for us and how we want to develop it here for like some period of time and why. Also, apart from our company, we also have like a community that we are fostering. It's called the International Digital Retail Forum. We also have this in mind, that we not only want to make sales, but we want to bring to community a lot of like benefits as well. And I was just during the pitch, I was very confident. I was pitching very confidently, I would say. Of course, it took a lot of tries before, like I was pitching myself, like for myself at home. But yeah, being confident in what you do, believing in your product, and know it like very detailed. Because at some point the questions were like the questions were hard, honestly. Like when they were asking me, at some point I was like just thinking like, okay, how should I like answer this? I don't want to say that I was nervous, but it was intense. It was not like
any question you remember?
There was like a question of how I will be like delivering the information to the clients. Like our targets are enterprise brands, but they like said, let's per se, you will not be able to reach them. How you will go around it? Like, is there any kind of other ways you thought about it?
Nice.
And I had to think about the question because like in my pitch it was like our clients are those, and then what if they are not reachable because it's the big companies, and I was like, okay, but yeah, I answered, and at some point there was even like very interesting question that was not addressed to our startup because it was like something about recycling, something like the sustainability. And at first I was thinking like how to answer this but it was clearly not our question. And then I was like, I'm sorry, but is it for us? Like I was very like, I can answer this, but how should I do? So yeah, being confident in what you do, being passionate, because I really see that everyone who's there, some people are super passionate. Like there are people, like I remember there is like a startup, I guess they do the produce. They like what do you say? Anyway, they do the produce, and they were so passionate. Like they had a t-shirts, like full on like their creativeness. Like I remember their logo. Like even now I can pick it in 100 other logos, and they were talking like very, happily. Even though they talked about their startups like for thousands of times before, and they were like, you can try this, you can try that, like we're so excited to be in Korea. Like I was like energized by their energy actually.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, so the founders that believe that they are very like trusted in their products are the ones who get attention.
Got it, beautiful. I love this kind of vibes. I think this is what foster a great community and also a great startup. I think it's at the end of the day, it's not all about just winning, because most of the time it also depends upon luck. It also depends upon your connections with VC, and also sometimes some valuation can go wrong. Maybe the guy, the judge had a fight with his wife last night, and he was just just giving randomly, and I was like, things can go wrong in many ways, but what matters is, I guess, is your network that you build, is the community that you're building, and also the things that you're gonna maybe learn there, right? And
yeah,
the family.
Yes, we are like one big family.
Yeah, so I guess it's gonna be a good time. Jumping to the last question, if like this is the question I read recently from one podcast, and I wanted to ask my the guest, which is like, if money was taken out of the life, it was taken out of the equation, what would you pursue?
As you mentioned, I'm very good at networking, and I believe that people are very important in our lives. And no matter like if it's like useful or not useful, it's just like being surrounded by good people is what actually, like, for example, helps me to be in Korea, to stay here and not leave. So I think I would pursue, of course, can I choose two things?
Sure.
Like first, of course, happiness, because everyone wants to be happy. And second thing, I think I would try to have a community of like-minded people in order to build a better life for each of us. That comes to the first is being happy.
But what's your definition of happiness? What are the ingredients that you think are important to make you happy? Money is taken out of the equation.
Being healthy is very important, and people around you, that is your family, friends, is what makes me happy as well. And I think just doing what you like, not being forced to do what you don't like, is very important. So this is like three main ingredients for happiness in my opinion.
Wow, I think it's important, even in the startups.
Yes.
You're doing what you don't like.
Yes.
It's controversial. Sometimes you do things that you don't like because they are making money. Like if you're making billions of dollars by just selling coals, or by just selling the water bottles, even if it is not making you happy, you don't care.
But I also believe that sometimes, like, you cannot be doing what you like for a long time, like all the time.
Right.
Like at some point your work is separated into small tasks, and some tasks you can just like hate, you don't want to do it, but it's a part of a big thing that you like, so it's like it's a life.
It's life.
This is life.
Not everything is perfect. All right, Sasha, I think that is a beautiful podcast. Thank you so much for like taking out your time and coming. She came from all the way from K startup Pangyo, the Silicon Valley of Korea, to the GSC, which is Global Startup Center, where we are hosting this. So
thank you for having me and for all these questions.